Hi, today is July 11th, 2026, and here are my poems for the day. The first one is poem number 1064 for the year, Wrong in at least 3 ways. Sidewalk is close, the sign in front of the ripped-up sidewalk said. Use the other side. And this was a manufactured sign. Someone went to a sign-making company and asked to have a sign made with sidewalk as 2 words that said it was close rather than saying it was closed. So did the sign maker say sure and make the sign without mentioning the obvious errors? Was the sign maker aware that there was actually still room on the sidewalk to walk and that using the other side was unnecessary? Did anyone other than me mention to anyone that the sign is wrong in at least 3 ways? Some signs answer more questions than they raise, and other signs raise more questions than they answer. Poem number 1065, The Patient Poem. The poem was waiting for its moment. It was designated number 1070, but the current poem was only number 1065. The poem looked ahead, first with dismay, because 1066 was a song, and songs tend to go on longer than poems. The poem was also kind of bummed that a song with the number 1066 didn't reference the Norman conquest at all, but whatever. Then the poem saw that 1067 and 1068 were haikus. Great, the poem thought. Haikus are always quick, and off in the distance the poem saw some silly set of 4 stanzas that probably could be half as short as it seemed to be. But now I must check myself, the poem said. I must remain patient. My time will come. 4 more, then me. I can do this. And I can tell you, the poem did do this. The poem was patient, and its patience was rewarded. Next one is poem number 1066. It is a song. There was a song that was so blue, but there was also a red song too, and a yellow song about a stream of piss, and a dark brown song about UPS. There was a dog that played the fiddle, and a big fat man who had no middle, and a super skinny man who ate too much, and a hardback chair that was soft to the touch. There was a country that had no people. There was a step that had no steeple. There was a poem that had no friends, but unlike this one, unlike that one, this one ends. Poem number 1067, Tree Haiku. Hickory, walnut, cherry, balsa, cypress, oak, elm, poplar, poet. Poem number 1068, Bee Haiku. Leaf cutter, honey, carpenter, bumble, killer, sweat, mason, wanna. I didn't know there was such a thing as a sweat bee. Anyway, poem number 1069, Knee Poem. I think that I'll most likely see a poem as lovely as a knee. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if a more lovely poem crossed my eyes. There are some cute knees, to be sure, and poems that should be shown the door. These 2 haiku, the tree and bee. Those 2 haiku, the tree and bee, perhaps aren't lovely as a knee. There wasn't bad, and not too long, but it's not a poem, it is a song. Nor were the first 2 poems of the day lovelier than a knee. No way, no way. And I don't think 1070 is lovely either, at least not to me. But there must be a poem that can top a knee. Perhaps tomorrow, we shall see. And the last poem of the day, poem number 1070, Patience Rewarded. Finally, 5 poems later, the poem emerged like the bud of a flower. It burst forth in a riot of astonishing colors and multiple explosions of olfactory sensations. The poem looked good and smelled good, and if it could fuck, it would fuck good too. The poem was born with a healthy trust fund and would make someone an excellent spouse. But most importantly, the poem was born of patience. It quietly waited its turn through a song, 2 haiku, and a cheap Joyce Kilmer parody, and now it is ready to take its place. as number 1070 for the year 2026. It was touch and go there for a moment, the poem said in an interview with Poems magazine, but I am happy that I was able to persevere and be here now, and now I'm going out drinking. The poem has bought 2 rounds of drinks for everybody and has had at least 5 drinks for itself. I don't know how it's going to get home, but I'm glad I'm not the designated driver. All right, that's it. Thank you. I appreciate you.